Hello, dear Swift learners. I welcome you all here at Swift Learn, which is India's most sincere learning destination. So, how are you all? I hope that everybody is fine, and I, Ritika, am back with another session for you all. So, before telling you what is our new session about today, we will be having a quick tour around Swift Learn to see what it is all about. So here you get the classes for grade 1 to 10, which are totally live and interactive. Then we have personalized attention batch containing maximum 6 students so that every student gets the attention she or he deserves. We have an academic mentor team apart from the teachers to track your progress and to guide you through the same. And also we covered the syllabus as per your school exam schedule so that you can perform amazingly well in your schools too. Apart from this, there are some of key features of Swift Learn which makes it all the more special, and these include a detailed progress report. So after every 2.5-3 months you will be getting a progress report which will be a kind of detailed analysis of what you have been doing in your classworks, in your homeworks, and in your practice test. Then we have Swift Learn Academic Test Series, in which you can compete with the students of your grade. You can see what you need to improve and you can work accordingly with the help of your teachers. Also, you can take unlimited practice tests which are available in the two categories of subjective and objective in your portal, and further these subjective tests will help you in answer writing. So if you haven't, please book your free trial class by downloading the Swift Learn app. All you need to do is you need to book your free trial by selecting your class, and then you will be ready for your trial. And also, if you are new to the channel of Swift Learn, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you do not miss out any update, and press the like button if you like the video. So today we are going to see interdependence in nature. Interdependence means basically how we all are dependent on one another in the nature. So we are going to see how are living beings dependent on non-living things for their survival. Now let us start. If I talk about milk, okay, how do you drink, how do you get milk? Where do we get it from? So the first answer will be we get it from cow, right? The very easy answer. We get the milk from cows and buffaloes. Okay. Next, if I talk about various food items, if I talk about the shelter, like who gives you shelter, and at home what are you dependent on for food, or and whatever we get it from, are these things living or non-living? So if I talk about our home, we are dependent on our food, first of all on our mother, and then talking about the basic things, we are dependent on the grains, we are dependent on the rice, we are dependent on the vegetables, right? So these are some of the raw food materials that we have. Next, talking about shelter. So shelter, we are dependent on our house, right? So for shelter we are completely dependent on our house. So talking about house and the grains, these things are non-living, right? For example, if I talk about the things in our house, if I talk about the fridge which we have in our house, so how are we dependent on our fridge? First of all, to keep the food fresh, it doesn't let it rotten away, for ice creams, and for having cold water. If I talk about summer season, we generally need cold water, right? So we are dependent on our fridge. Next, to prevent the ice cream from melting, we have fridge, and to keep the food fresh we need refrigerator again. So if I talk about our dependence, that is very natural, right? That we are dependent on a refrigerator for keeping food fresh, keeping preventing ice cream from melting, and for cold water and whatnot. But do you know that the fridge is also dependent on us in a particular way? So how is the refrigerator dependent on us? First of all, it is dependent on humans for the maintenance and repair. What if we do not maintain our refrigerator over a period of time? It will be of no use, right? It will just get destroyed. Then cleaning, we require regular cleaning to keep the things in the fridge hygienic. Okay, we have to keep them fresh. All right, so regular cleaning is required, and also obviously paying electricity bill. So if we do not, it will be turned off. Now this particular thing, all the living things, we depend on our environment to get the things, like maybe it is food, it is water, it is shelter. So this thing, it is known as interdependence. Okay, so the way in which we are dependent on our environment, maybe living, maybe non-living, to supply or to get whatever we need. It can be our water needs, it can be shelter needs, it can be food needs. So this process, it is known as interdependence. And we depend on many things such as air, water, shelter, growth, food, reproduction. So we depend on many things for these particular needs. Okay, now do you think things in nature can survive without each other? Let's take a very simple example here. If we think that okay, we are humans, we are very able, we do not need anything, so can we survive? Of course no. We need food, so we are dependent on plants for our basic food needs. We need water, so we are dependent on the water bodies. We need air, so we are dependent on the oxygen. We need sunlight for our survival, so we are dependent on sun. And moreover, we are dependent on every single thing which is present on the earth, which for our survival. So we can never say that we can survive without anything. Now talking about the plants, so if we say plants are not dependent on certain things, that is also false. Why? Because if air is not present, plants will die. Okay, if we are not present, like if human beings, they do not grow crops, they do not take care of the crops, then certain plants will not be able to survive. And also talking about animals, they cannot live without plants. Even if the animal is carnivore, they also need plants. How? See, herbivores completely depend on the plants for their survival, and carnivores depend on the herbivores. So somehow carnivores are also dependent on the plants for their survival. Now dependence of living things on non-living things. If I talk about just holding our breath, okay, if I say count how long you can hold your breath, and also this is a small activity to make your parents also do the same thing. So what, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, but after that we will have to breathe. So why do we have to breathe? Why cannot we survive without breathing? Because our body needs oxygen for respiration. So living beings, we use oxygen for respiration and other life processes. What is respiration? It is the process by which we take in the oxygen and we produce energy for doing our various tasks. Okay, and during this respiration process, the animals take in oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide, it is used by plants for respiration. Okay, so what happens is the plants during daytime, they take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen, and that oxygen, it is taken in by animals. And during night time, plants, they are also using oxygen. So plants and animals both need air to live, and we cannot be surviving without air. Next, talking about the food interdependency. So the plants, they make their own food in the presence of water, sunlight, okay, chlorophyll, etc. And that process is known as photosynthesis. So here photo, it means light, and synthesis means to combine and produce. So the process by which green plants and some of the other organisms, they make their own food from carbon dioxide and water, it is known as photosynthesis. So we require many things here for the process of photosynthesis. They require minerals and water, which is taken care of by roots. Then they require carbon dioxide, which is taken care of by leaves. Okay, then they require sunlight. Okay, and chlorophyll, which is present in the green leaves as the green colored pigment. Next, animal, they depend on plants, living animals for or dead animals for food. Okay, so if I talk about a simple animal as a herbivore like cow, they depend on plants. Okay, next, talking about some of the carnivores like lion, tiger, they depend on herbivores for their food. So they can either depend on plant, they can depend on living animals, and sometimes we have scavengers which are which eat the dead and decaying matter. So they are all dependent on dead animals. Now let's move to water. So as air is important, we similarly have water, which is very necessary for our survival, and without water all living beings, they will die eventually. So why do plants need water? We haven't seen plants drinking water anyway. So they need water and they need minerals to survive. Okay, for the process of photosynthesis they need water. And where do they get it from? This is taken care of by the roots. So all the dissolved minerals, it reaches to the plant through the soil. Okay, roots, they absorb the water and minerals from the soil, and from the roots it is passed on to the various parts of the plant. Plants, they need water to prepare food by photosynthesis, and also the plants which grow in ponds and swamps, they use this water for dispersion of seeds, and that is how they grow in quantity. Next, minerals. So minerals, they are naturally found substance and they are used for proper functioning of body. So this is again needed by plants also. Okay, plants needs various minerals which are again given from the roots to various parts of the body. And what is dispersion? Dispersion, it is a method by which plants, they spread their seeds, okay, and then they grow into new plants. Now, why do animals need water? So we need water for our various life processes. Okay, we feel thirsty. Why? Because our body is requiring water to perform various processes. Okay, so water, it helps us to carry the food in our body. Then in the form of urine, we remove the waste from our body. And also to regulate our body temperature, water is very essential. So it is very important that we drink adequate amount of water regularly, and so there will be not this particular reduction of water level in our body. Next is how we are dependent on soil. So soil, if we say that okay, we do not have any use of soil, that is absolutely wrong. We are completely dependent on the soil. Why? Because we are dependent on plants for our food, and soil, plants are dependent on soil to support their growth. Okay, so soil, it provides support to the plants, and also it provides water and minerals for their growth. So since we are dependent on the plants and plants are dependent on soil, so we animals, we are totally dependent on the soil. Also, some of the ants, termites and other insects, they live in the soil, and some big animals like rabbits, moles and owls, they dig their small burrows in the soil to live. Now, where do animals go when they die? So when animals and plant die, they start to rot or they start to decay, right? And after a course of time, what happens? Some bacteria and some fungi, they break the body into humus, and that humus, it mixes with the soil. And when it mixes with the soil, it makes the soil very fertile. So it becomes very nice and it becomes very apt for the plants to grow. Okay, so after the animals die, they turn eventually into humus, which again makes soil fertile for the growth of plants. Also talking about sunlight, so we all know we all require sunlight for keeping ourselves warm. Then plants require the sunlight to make food from the process of photosynthesis, and also it helps the plants to grow. It helps the seed to germinate with the warmth. Alright, so let us revise. What do plants get from the soil? So plants get water, the minerals and the humus, which makes the soil fertile. Okay, so it provides with it all the minerals and the water needs. How do plants and animals depend on each other for oxygen and carbon dioxide? So we as animals, we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, which is taken in by plants during daytime. So they take in carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis and they give out oxygen. But during night time, plants also take in oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. How are dead animals useful to plants? So what happens is when animals and plants they die, they start to decay and rot. And after a course of time, many microorganisms they act on it and it turns into humus. So humus, it is substance which makes the soil very fertile, and that is how plants find useful of dead animals. All right, then we have tiger does not eat plant, and how does it depend on plants for food? So as I told you, tigers and all the carnivores they are dependent on herbivore animal for their food needs, right? And since herbivores are dependent on the plants for their food, so somehow carnivores are also dependent on the plants and the small plants and flowering plants and all, right? So this is how the carnivores they are dependent on the plants. Now fun fact states that humans we cannot live without water for more than 3 days, and there are many microorganisms which are present in this much soil than people on the earth. So there are millions and billions and trillions of microorganisms which live on the earth, as you already know. So if I take a handful of soil, it will contain more microorganisms, even more than the people on the earth. Now the challenge of the day says, why do earthworms come out of the soil during heavy rains? So what happens, when it is normal weather, the soil it can have the oxygen. Okay, it has adequate amount of oxygen, and these microorganisms, these earthworms can breathe very properly. But in the rainy season, all the places inside the soil it gets clogged by the water, and therefore they find it very difficult to breathe, and that is why they come to the surface of the soil to breathe. So let's do an activity to see what we have learned today. Okay, living things they depend on dash in nature. So we depend on non-living things in nature. Animals like earthworm dash up the soil. So when they come up and down, they loosen up the soil. The animals like tigers, leopards and whales who eat flesh or other animals, they are known as carnivores. And animals use sunlight for food? No, animals do not use sunlight for food. It is plants which use sunlight for food. Okay, so what are the things we have learned today? We learned about interdependence and how our living beings dependent on the non-living things. So I hope you might have understood this simple, easy peasy chapter. We will be moving forward with session number 2 in another video. So stay tuned, keep learning, take care. Thank you.